Your friend keeps checking their phone and looks really worried. They keep getting tons of notifications and messages from their ex. Do you tell them to just ignore it? So this is what's called stalking. And stalking can look like a lot of different things. It can look like multiple messages that you're getting across multiple social media platforms. It could be someone showing up somewhere, following you, leaving gifts at your locker. It's both virtual and in person. And in Canada, it's called criminal harassment. And women under 25 have the highest rates of criminal harassment in Canada. When you're experiencing it, it's really scary, it's really confusing, but oftentimes other people see it as romantic. Like, wow, this person is super into you. Wow, they're so obsessed with you. That must be flattering. And we see that a lot in pop culture, especially movies, right? Where you'll see things like someone traveling across the country to show up and make some grand gesture to someone who interrupts prom to declare their undying love for somebody. And so it can make it really confusing to experience it because everyone else tells you should be flattered, but you're actually feeling really freaked out. So the important thing to remember is that if someone says they're not interested in you, if someone breaks up with you or says, I don't want to be with you anymore, that can be really hard to hear, but it's important to respect their boundaries. We talk a lot about no means no, but that's not just in the context of sexual relationships. It's also just anytime someone sets a boundary, even if it bums you out, you still have to respect the fact that that person doesn't want to communicate with you anymore. And so if you have a friend who's receiving lots of messages from an ex and is feeling really worried, what's a way that you could support them? So take a minute now and talk amongst yourselves. When I was in high school, I had a really abusive boyfriend. And when I left him, he stalked me. And it was really awful and it was really scary. But what helped me get through that time in my life was the support of my friends. So the first thing that you can do, and that you really should do when this happens to your friend, is be there for them. Support them. Remind them that it's not their fault. Remind them that they absolutely have the right to break up with someone if they don't want to be with them anymore, to say, I don't want to communicate with you anymore, leave me alone. Really make sure to support your friend in setting those boundaries. And if you don't know how to support them beyond that, then refer them. Talk to someone that you know that you trust, maybe a family member, maybe they have an older sibling, maybe there's a teacher that you're really close with, and share what's happening with your friend and figure out how you can work together to keep them safe. The second thing to remember is don't be afraid to be honest. If you see that the situation is escalating, if you see that things are getting worse and you're really scared for your friend's safety, it's okay to say so. It's okay to say, you know what? I feel like this is getting worse and we really need to talk to somebody. I'm really worried about you. And the last thing to remember is if you have a friend who is engaging in this kind of behavior, who's really not taking no for an answer, who has this idea that they said no, but that just means try harder, call them out. Don't be complicit. If someone is asking you to deliver a message to somebody and you know that person really doesn't want to talk to them, don't deliver that message. Don't add them to all of their socials. Don't monitor somebody else on behalf of someone. It's really important that we call this stuff out when it happens and that we don't act like it's romantic or this is what it means to be in love, because we all have the right to be in healthy relationships.